Yesterday, a travel day for the Patriots. They'll do all of us a favor. They'll get their game out of the way early this week. They play in Pittsburgh against the Steelers tonight, so we don't have to wait until Sunday to be bored out of our minds. But one interesting dynamic this week, Fred, we brought it up before we went to break, Mike Tomlin and how he talks about the Patriots. The Patriots offense, dead last in the NFL in scoring. They average just over 12 points a game, and I think we can all agree they have no NFL-level quarterbacks to run this bad offense. So how do you, as a head coach of the opposition, talk to the media about facing that without getting anyone in that organization angry? Well, if you're Mike Tomlin, you lie a lot.
Particularly on a short week, man, I'm really concerned about the quarterback position and the things that they're doing at the quarterback position from our preparedness standpoint. They got two guys that are somewhat similar in Mac and Zap, but Malik Cunningham potentially is very different. That has our attention as we prepare.
I don't think he knew how to say Zappy.
They're spending their week getting ready for Malik Cunningham.
Well,
Out of
no.
all the things he has to worry about,
Don't bury the lead.
He's most
Don't
worried.
bury the lead.
What's that?
He didn't know how to say Zappy, I don't think. I don't think he was
Zap.
being cute and saying Zap.
Oh, all right.
I thought it was just a
I
pet
missed that.
nickname for
I
him.
did too.
No.
You think he doesn't know how to pronounce it?
No, I don't think he knows how to say Zappy.
It's legit. That's a legitimate point.
This is the guy who now say what you want, but this is a guy who started at quarterback last week for the Patriots. They were, said his name multiple times on the national game.
Yeah, but he
feed.
probably wasn't listening to the announcers. He's watching the all
Yeah,
22.
he's watching the game.
That's-
watching the NFL films or whatever the hell they have, the coaches tape.
The all 22.
Well, I know
he's
there's all
watching.
22, but
Yeah.
there's probably many angles in
That's
which to
very,
watch the
very
game.
true.
But
So-
Dan, play it again, because I'm telling you, he doesn't know how to pronounce Zappy. I'm telling you, he doesn't know how to do it.
Week, man, I'm really concerned about the quarterback position and the things that they're doing at the quarterback position from our preparedness standpoint. They got two guys that are somewhat similar in Mac and Zap, but Malik Cunningham potentially is very different. That has our attention as we prepare.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
You thought the last P and E were silent. You just called them Zap.
Because if you looked at Zappy, you necessarily wouldn't, as someone whose name is mangled, even with the phonetic spelling of it.
Right.
And then people say touche instead of I don't know.
Touche, yeah.
I don't know why you would err on the side of France, but they do say touche. But as someone whose last name is mangled, I have a feeling he didn't know it was Zappy. Absolutely, yes, Dan.
Frappy, like a vanilla frap, Frappe.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe he's a man of fancy taste, but yes, Malik Cunningham. Of course, you would say that. You know why you would say that? Because you want them to know you're thinking about it. So in case they're trying, I'm not joking. I'm not joking. Like if you think that they might sneak in a Malik Cunningham package, and
We're prepared for it.
You tell them that
We're
you're prepared
ready
for it.
This guy's taking 5 snaps at quarterback all season. We're ready for you.
Look, if you are,
Don't you worry about it. You can put him in. We don't care.
You're-
We're ready.
You're being sarcastic, but if you are not worried at all, if this is an offense that scored 0 points against the Chargers, the worst defense in football,
Yeah.
so you can make all the jokes you want, but but I'll give Tomlin credit. If you are facing the media and you have to think of something. You know that they dressed Malik Cunningham last week. We've talked about it with all the Patriots writers.
Is it going to rain in Pittsburgh tonight by chance? Is there any?
It's going to be. It's probably going
Because
to.
that would eliminate that whole thing for Tomlin.
We're
Like,
going
we
to
don't
get
have
a
worry about
downpour
Cunningham
here
now.
Sunday night. Maybe that's what the storm is tonight.
Yeah.
So,
all right. Well, I'll
now-
tell you this: is that and then you know that they're going to. You think they're going to try to sneak a package in on you, and so you tell them we're aware of that. Maybe dissuade them from doing so. Go ahead.
So now having gone over the quarterbacks, Fred, Tomlin was asked about the wide receivers and the tight ends. And you can imagine, and we all know what we think about them up here, but again, you have to do a great sell job to make people think that you're very worried about your opponent.
Man, they've acquired some quality players on the receiving end due to free agency that we have to be prepared for. Juju Smith-Schuster, obviously, we're very familiar with. Tough guy football player, got a lot of respect for Juju. But at the tight end position, Hunter is a guy that they've acquired. They required the guy from Miami.
The guy from Miami. Hunter's a guy they got.
I'm just going to stand up here and name every guy they've got on offense.
Does anyone
None
have
of them
a
are any
list?
good,
A
but
list
we're worried about all of them.
Juju, we're familiar with him.
He
Not
can't
any
name
word
him.
about how good he is. Just
Wait, you
we
guys
know
are
that guy.
I don't know how you guys are missing this. He doesn't know the name of anyone on the team.
Well, he knows Hunter. He knows him. He, again, calls him by his first name.
Devontae Parker's been in the league a little while. I'm sure he's seen him instead of calling him the guy from Miami.
That's
No,
not
I
what-
thought
no,
he was talking about Gesicki.
Jesus, John,
Because he was talking about tight ends. He started talking about tight ends.
I even missed
John,
that.
you are you are out of control today. You are all over the place.
I just the fact that he's trying to make it as though these guys are dangerous.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, they've acquired some good talent. Who?
But he
name
doesn't-
one.
he doesn't
name
kn-
one that's an actual talent in the league.
Wait, but first of all, he can't name the players. He doesn't know their names.
But there's other coaches. Head coaches will do that. Like there have been head coaches that refer to everybody by number. Like they literally don't know anybody's name.
It would be It would be more sign of respect to name them by number, because at least he knows their number. They go the guy from Miami and Zap.
Yeah.
Maybe he just watched Zapped, the movie where the promo for the film poster was an upskirt.
Could be a big fan of the Zap band.
The Scott Bale vehicle.
Yeah, the Zap band. What was the Zap band's big hit?
Jeez, I don't even know.
It was a funk song. I can tell you that
Yeah.
much.
There was another. It was Zap and Roger. Was the other? Was
Yeah,
another one?
Roger went on to have a solo career.
Right.
I'm surprised you don't know the Zap, their song.
No, that's a piece of funk that got away from me.
That's more bounce to the ounce, which is
Yeah. You figure I would know that.
which John, who's a big fan of fannies.
You're right. You figure I would know that.
But Mike Tomlin.
That guy has gone home at 5:00 Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, and given his if there's anything pressing, just call me. He went home to see the family. This is the most relaxing week Mike Tomlin will have all season.
It doesn't seem like he's overly focused on the Patriots.
He doesn't.
Okay, I'll ask you this then.
It's been a short week. He hasn't had that much time to learn everybody's names.
If coaches do this all the time, do they mispronounce guys' names, and then also do they? Because I've never heard Zappy called Zap before.
No,
and I don't even know how that saves time. It's just Zappy or Zap. It's two syllables or one.
Maybe they have a friendship somewhere in the background. He's like, hey, it's Zap.
No, I don't think that's the
Would
case.
I mean, he
at
called
all.
Mac Jones Mac. He wasn't like
His name is Mac.
People
if you
call
called
him
him Bailey-
Mac.
like he calls Mac Jones Mac. He calls Hunter Henry Hunter. He calls Zappy Zap.
No, Hunter and Mac are the names.
Yeah.
Zap is a mispronunciation of the last name. And I will go further as to say that to further evidence that I'm right, in my opinion, it can't be factual unless we talk to Mike Tomlin, is that he goes the guy from Miami from Gesicki.
Yeah.
Which makes me feel a lot better about what I say on this show because it sounds like me. The guy from Miami, the dude who went to Washington, like that's how I refer to everyone.
He has paid no attention to anything.
Punch McGillicuddy is
Yes.
I still can't. No, Punch McGillicuddy is McAfee.
McAfee, okay.
Yeah, like Gold Chain McGee is Pat McAfee. I can never remember Pat McAfee because of the McAfee software guy went nuts, and he happens to share a name with him.
So yeah, now that we've done a great job of selling this game, Bob Sosi and Scott Zolak will call it at 8:15 right here on 98.5 The Sports Hub tonight.
I can't imagine. I bet you the ratings for that game they can't get them because it's Amazon, but I bet you if they could get them, just atrocious. I wonder what the local viewership's going to be like past 11 o'clock.
Oh, Jesus.
When that's a 6-3 game. And I saw on NBC Sports Boston, they shared like a video on social media about they don't like they think there's a good chance the Patriots don't score a touchdown again today.
Yeah.
This is it is an over-under of 30 right now, which is down, by the way, from last Friday. It was 35. It is the lowest over-under total in the NFL in 30 years. The last time there was an over-under as low as 30, it happened to be a Patriots game then, too, against the Bengals back in 1993.
And Vegas is just like daring you to take this.
Yes.
Right? They want you to go, this is historic.
They're trying to buy over bets. They're trying to buy people to go over on this. This thing has a legitimate shot. I mean, God, look at the last few games. I mean, this thing.
Yeah.
How could you bet the over on any? No matter what that total is, it's like betting an Iowa football game.
What was the Michigan?
I lost to
over-under?
Iowa.
Yeah.
It was the over-under was 20. No, the spread was 22.5, and Michigan won 26-0. I don't remember what the over-under was.
At halftime,
guys-
you could have bet at halftime whether the over-under on Iowa's points in that game went to a half.
Oof.
At halftime.
Oh, man.
They literally were betting, are they going to get shut out or not?
Because
And they did.
Two guys on ESPN had Iowa winning outright.
Which two guys? Those guys should be
It was
fired.
Corso, who's very
right,
very
well, that's-
old,
yeah.
and then one of the other
Not
guys
so
on the
fast,
panel.
my friend.
Yeah,
Not so fast. Check out it. Did he put on like an Iowa mascot head or something?
He's not there. Like they zoom him in, or he pre-tapes it. I think he's got health issues or something. But regardless, he's still picking games and picking them wildly wrong. Yeah, he had Iowa to win.
Oh boy.
And then I figured, well, if two guys out of the 5 picked Iowa to win, because I don't know anything, I haven't watched Iowa all year. If 2 of them picked them to win and the spread was 22.5, I'll put a couple shekels on Iowa to cover. And lo and behold, it was 26-0. I was hoping, I wasn't really paying attention to the game. I was out that night, but believe it or not,
Hey.
that's a slick way of me saying I was socializing. But I figured like maybe after the first half they would stop. Michigan would just be like, let's just rest everyone and just like take a knee maybe for the entire rest of the first half, just like clock run. But they had to pour it on.
The over-under is 30. I'm wondering, because we're going to have Kendra and Dan on next hour, I'm wondering
know.
if anybody would take the over on that.
I just made a note.
Yeah, we got to add that.
I made a note to ask them.
All
The
right.
bankroll bunch coming. So Kendra's coming in. So get ready to send scathing emails.
All right.